What's up, world? What's up, world? C.A. Pate back at you with another video. Just headed in. Today's video is a little story time. Just with me just being in a car scene in Chicago and going around Indiana and some of these other parts of the Midwest, going to different car shows and being in different races and different things that went on. I decided to start telling some of my stories about some of these races and different things that I've seen overall. So today I'm gonna bring you one interesting story. I'll see how the likes or dislikes go in the comment section. True story. Won't use the people's specific names or whatever. So we had a car club out here in Chicago, and the car club consisted of people that some of our car clubs, let's say like my Corvette club and different things, we'll just sit in the parking lot, meet up somewhere, sit in the parking lot, and everybody pop their hoods and trunks and stuff, and you just see basically what work people have done on their vehicles recently, right? So with that being said, that's one part of things. That's one part of the car club. Do I, specifically like it? No, not all the time. It depends on if I haven't seen them in a while. So at the beginning of the season, it's cool. I ain't seen them in a while. I haven't seen what upgrades they've made during the winter time. So I don't mind seeing, the cars and looking under the engines and seeing how much horsepower they've added. If somebody put bags on their car, whatever, this and that. As the season goes on, now I'm ready to move around. So I normally will go with my motorcycle group and I hang with them a little bit more because they're going to at least, ride with my Can-Am group. They're going to at least want to ride and ride out somewhere. They want to have fun on the bikes. The Corvette crew, let's say 50, 60 of us or whatever, riding down the expressway, it's probably going to mess the expressway up a bit. And, people driving all crazy and fast. I get it. We want to be safe. So, I guess it's better to go to a parking lot and just kind of look at the cars and talk about the cars rather than getting out there and really driving them. So, got a lady named, we're going to call her White Girl Becky. White Girl Becky. And I got another homeboy. We're going to call him Slick, because he think he's slicker than the slickest thing you could think of or whatever. This guy is slick, boy. All right. So both of them are in this car scene. This was not a Corvette scene. This is all cars. Everybody show up. We found the little spot, if you want to call it, as some of the YouTubers say, in Mexico, where not a lot of police traffic was around. Some abandoned things are over that way, so we could do a little spirited racing and so on and so forth, right? So we having a blast. Like, this done went on 2 weeks in a row. Then it goes to 3 weeks. We're having a blast. Nobody done crashed. No police have come up, and it's not like people are finding out about it. But the thing by week 3 is getting larger. So usually the larger things get, it's about to blow up. It's about to explode, right? Where somebody's going to tell the cops, or the wrong person's going to find out. Next thing you know, it is like the Chicagoland area. Maybe you're scared somebody going to show up, try to rob everybody. So by week 2, the races are starting to get, a little bit more aggressive, and people are willing to start paying money on these races, right? So, so they're doing 1,000 a race. Some people are doing 2,000 a race. We got this one girl, as I call her, White Girl Becky. This girl has a Ford GT 500. Nice car, right? I don't think she really did any modifications or anything to it. Again, it's a nice car, no modifications done to it. But she a girl, she does understand, I guess, like her dad or somebody used to have a Mustang or something. So she understands vehicles or whatever. She came from a wealthy family. If I can remember correctly, her granddad or somebody bought her a Hellcat Challenger for like her birthday or something that year. And then she was graduating from college or something like a few months later, and her dad, not to be shown up, he bought her this Ford GT 500. So I'm like, nah, hey, that family, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So we're like, okay, that's what's up. So she got, she get building a little, they know she's in the car. She loves fast cars. She likes cars in general. They understand what's going on. The family is hooking her up, right? She coming out talking crazy to us that she wants to challenge, all the guys, different things, whatever. At the time, I'm showing up to the event in my Ford GT California Special. My Ford GT California Special can't do nothing with that, basically GT 500, that Shelby. It can't do anything with it. So I'm like, all right, hey, shorty, what's up, man? Like, hey, she doing some things or whatever. So she blowing past people. You got your average dummies that come out there that really don't know about cars. They're out there in, regular Chargers and this and that, thinking that they gonna, blow past somebody. They can't do nothing. They just can't do nothing with this female. You got other people coming out there with these regular, GTs. They've either took the exhaust completely off or whatever. I mean, this thing's loud as hell. Thank God we're not near any residentials, because people are going to be calling the police on us like crazy, which is loud, with as loud as most of these people's cars were. White girl Becky decides, one of my guys saw white girl Becky. She was an attractive girl. Attractive, pretty face, nice in size, got a little booty on her. One of my guys, Slick, my dude, he has a Lambo. My man has a Lamborghini. Nice little Lamborghini, yo. So he has a Lamborghini Huracan. Nice little Lambo. Again, I like his Lambo. Some people say it's all about the racer and what limits they're willing to go to. And then other people say it's all about the car. I think it's about both. So, you got to be a little crazy to get up to certain speeds, so on and so forth. So on this particular night, they want to take this away from where we're at. And they've talked so much crap to each other. They want to take this onto the expressway, one of our open expressways or whatever up here in Chicago. Won't say which one because I don't want to incriminate anybody or whatever. I'm like, hey guys, why don't we just keep it here? We've been doing this quarter mile thing or whatever. Let's just keep doing this. And they don't want to do that. They want to take it to the expressway. We take it out to the expressway. Man, when I say so, now we got to do something that's like organized, where we got to kind of shut down some of the expressway and basically, have our spies and watchers or whatever to figure out, like, if the police are coming, if the state troopers, so on and so forth. They gonna go at it. They gonna do their thing. So we decide, how far they're gonna, race to. They're gonna race from this exit to that exit. It's a nice little way, so on and so forth. Hey, they gonna get it in. They decide they're gonna do what they gotta do. Now, my man's Huracan, I don't know what he's got done with this. So I'm gonna exactly say, like, I don't know what all is done to this GT 500. To my knowledge, it's stock. From what I understand, the Huracan is not stock. So my man and her, they decided to race. So now they got to do the bet, right? She got a little money from her family, so on and so forth. Shorty wants to race, literally. They start talking crazy. They're gonna race for $2,000. He's like, okay, why don't we do, you big balling or whatever the case may be. Why don't we do this or why don't we do that? Hey, my man gets it all up. His whole intention. Some of these people are some savages out here. What he really wants for her, he been making passes at her. He wants to get up with her. She hadn't been wanting to get up with him. All my man really wants is, he wants to get down with her. He wants to have sex with her. Right? So, he sets it up. They going back and forth, so on and so forth. They finally negotiated like $4,000. The race is going to be worth $4,000. No do-overs. You mess up, you shift wrong, whatever it is. Hey, that's on you. Hey, this race is going to be worth X amount of dollars, $4,000. Next thing I know, they just keep selling wolf tickets in there as everybody's waiting. Hey, I go back to talk to a couple of the spotters, or I call them spies or whatever, like, hey, you going to be over here, you're going to be over here. By the time I come back, before I left, he said, hey, B, watch this, watch what I do. Before I could come back, my man has already negotiated something with her where it's like, if she wins, he's going to give her $8,000. True story. He's going to give her $8,000. So I'm like, oh, damn. So the bet's $8,000. So I guess, like, shorty wasn't working. She could go get money from her parents and stuff like that, but she's just finishing up with school. So he comes up with an agreement with her somehow. She's so confident that she's going to win this race. She agrees with him that if he wins, she going to have sex with him. All he's asking for is a few pumps. I can't even believe this conversation is going on. So now, like, she's one of the very few women that we have in this car club that has a car. And I'm like, man, you don't want to lose respect, in that way or whatever the case may be, in case you lose. But she is just so overly confident that there is no way in hell she is going to lose. It is not possible. I'm trying to, like, look up things on the specs of these two cars or whatever to figure out, like, what's the 0 to 60, what's the quarter mile, range I need. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, hey, it is a GT500. I don't know if she's going to be able to mess with this Lambo or whatever. I don't know what this dude has done to this Lambo. So, hey, I don't know. I'm kind of, confused on the situation or whatever. So I'm like, so he's like, hey, I want to be paid right away though. So if he wins, he wants to get down like that, basically right then and there. I'm just laughing. So he comes up with her like, hey, listen, if I win, I want to be paid right away. And so if I win or whatever, I want it. And I want to bend you over in my winning Lambo. So I'm like, hold on. So you want to, like, bend her over in your car? He's like, yeah. And that's what he said to her. So we kind of look at it as a joke, but he's dead serious. And she's dead serious, like, hey, it's no way she can lose. Right? So I'm like, okay, this is getting interesting now, boy. Like, hey, talk about a hell of a bet. So I'm asking him, like, hey, we're going to record the race or whatever. I kind of want to record the semantics of, like, what's going on with, like, what the bet is and this and that, but I really don't want to disrespect her either. But I'm kind of talking to her because I'm cool with him. I'm more cooler with him than her, but I don't want to disrespect women in any way, right? So I got a daughter. I'm trying to talk to her like, hey, man, you sure you want to do this? Like, this dude kind of savage. This dude kind of crazy or whatever the case may be. Hey, he's getting it all out, bro. Like, this dude is so out of control. He's telling her, like, hey, I'm not going to put a rubber on. I want it raw. I'm not going to come in you or anything like that. Hey, I'm going to pull out, so on and so forth. Yo, this is what it is. Before the race, he changes his mind. He wants to do it in her car. He wants to bang her in her car. He wants to bend her over in her car and do it in her car. Okay, she agrees to it or whatever. So again, the race is $8,000. If she wins, $8,000 cash. I'm holding the cash. He gave it to me. If he wins, he gets to bend her over and he gets to get him a nut in her car. He gets to bend her over. She get on the seat, whatever, or on the hood, whatever it is. Hey, he gets the selection of it. So I go back over. I'm trying to talk to her one more time. Trying to talk to her. I go up to the car. She has her window down, and she's sitting off in the cut by herself before this thing's about to start. I go over to talk to her. What do I see? Shorty is over there doing her a bump. She's over there in her car. She's doing a bump. I'm like, hey, Shorty, listen. This is serious, man. This man is, like, if you lose, are you going to renege? Like, this man is talking about trying to have sex with you if you lose. Hey, you over here doing a bump. Hey, what are you thinking about? Like, I don't think this is very smart. So she's like, oh, no, it's okay, Byron, I'm going to win, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hey, I don't know that you're going to win. I honestly don't know if you're going to win. Hey, I hope you win, because this dude's crazy. High as hell. This girl is high out of her mind, bro. We start the race. They do we got a car right in the middle of them. This loud ass car with this special horn that's loud as hell, right in the middle. They both got their little windows down or whatever. The car is supposed to hit the horn 3 times. Both cars are supposed to take off. They're taking off, basically, and they got to get to the next exit, right? So they're driving up at 30 miles per hour to the first exit. When you get to the first exit is when they're supposed to take off. They're both cars they've decided are going to take off at 30 miles per hour. So basically, we've kind of shut the expressway down. It is nighttime. There's nobody really on this expressway. My man hits the horn 3 times. They take off. Hey, the Lambo, obviously it's lighter. It jumps out there. It's gone. Here comes GT shortly after. It's a good race. It's coming, but that Lambo is still sticking out in front. I think, some races are made by the driver. He got her. He is definitely a better driver than her. He wins the race. So let's kill the suspense. At the end, my man wins the race. He does his thing. He wins the race. All right. I think she's just going to take off and just drive and just take the hell off and not even deal with this, right? This is a woman of her word. Hey, I'm looking at her when she gets out of the car and the whole nine. Hey, she looks a little high. She looks depressed, like she's mad she lost. But she looked high, bro. And I think that was a problem, man. And I know my man does drugs. He's definitely a functioning drug addict. Again, not to put anybody out there, because I'm sure some people in Chicago know who I'm talking about with this Lamborghini Huracan. My man, he gets out the car. He's all happy. She's sad as shit. She's like high as fuck. She gets right out. We go to the side. She like, hey Byron, let's just get this over. I got places to be. She's really upset. She's like, I'm a woman on my word. It's a ton of people around, but I'm not on this and that. So I tell him, I'm like, hey, look, Shorty not trying to be embarrassed like that or whatever the case may be. Hey, it's a little place up here. It's a little commercial area with like some factories and nobody be over there. Hey, let's pull your cars over there or whatever. I'll tell everybody else to dip back over to the other spot. We all gonna meet. So we set it up on how we gonna do things. So everybody dip back to the spot that we're supposed to be at, where we're supposed to do our races at. We have been doing our quarter mile races at or whatever. So everybody's dipping back over there. So they're thinking they're going back over there too. So I dip, just to be nosy, like, hey man, she really gonna go through with this? So I dip over or whatever to like the little area where I show them the thing at, and then I'm like hanging loose. Yo, my man is just geeked. He cannot wait to have sex with this woman. Now again, this is not a bad looking lady. She's probably like, I think she's like 22. Nice little booty on her, white girl, nice looking or whatever, long hair. This is a very attractive woman. She's just in the muscle cars. She loves cars. When I say this man was out of control, so she didn't like really want it inside of her car. So she decides she basically just got rather bend over the hood or the trunk. So she go ahead, she go up by the, I'm like, well, man, your engine up there, the engine gonna be hot as hell. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right, whatever. So they go towards the back of the car where the trunk is at. And that the trunk's kind of not high, but it's somewhat high. And this ain't like the biggest, tallest girl or whatever the case may be. So she just trying to figure out like, okay, what's the best way to do this or whatever. So then she go to the like her passenger side of the car and she's trying to figure out. So she just say, screw it. She's just gonna put her hands in the seat and she gonna try to do it from the passenger side of the car. Now my guy, he's taller though. He's like over 6 foot tall like me, right? So he's probably like 6'1". So he gotta like kind of bend down to try to get in this or whatever. At the end of the day, he figured it out. He got up in it, right? Hey, he tore this girl up. This dude was doing work. He tore this ass up. So I'm sitting there like, man, what in the heck? Hey, she's screaming, and he is just banging it out. Next thing you know, they get into it because he pulls out, he starts busting, right? He's busting all inside her car. He's not even busting on her back. This crazy ass dude is busting all on like the floor, the seats. Hey, cum's just going everywhere. He busting all over this girl's car. She is just pissed. Pissed. She basically closes the door, pulls a little tights up or whatever, gets in the car, she drives off. She out. She just dips out. He was like, dude, that what I just had, that shot, that piece, hey, that was so off the chain, bro. Hey, that was more than I've been wanting that girl for over a year. Hey, that girl is the bomb. Hey, this dude's acting like total creep squad on the situation, right? So that's how I tell people, man, listen, don't write a check that your ass can't cash. Hey, this girl, she went ahead, that check was cash, man. Hey, he said it was the bomb. Now, here comes the crazy part. Well, I ain't gonna say the crazy part. There is a somewhat happy ending to this story or whatever. My boy and her, she liked the sex in some weird way, in the adrenaline rush of everything. They start hooking up on a regular. That's somewhat happy ending, as I said, somewhat. So they start dating and this and that. They try to get serious with it a couple months later. This man is in the player lifestyle or whatever. He gets caught up with like other females or whatever. It ends things. So I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, give me a like. If you didn't, give me a dislike. Just trying to change things up or whatever. Hey, this is a true story. It's no made up story. It is true. 100%. I got so many other car stories or whatever since I've been in this car scene in Chicago, in the Midwest for a little bit. I got a few car stories, but that is the one that sticks out the most to me because that was one of the craziest stories to me. Like, somebody would bet some ass on a race. So hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about the story. Until next time, C8 Pate out.